up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Today I have to make a couple points. I feel like I didn't do a very good job in my last video talking about kind of the competitor part of, is this, still relevant? Is it the best car for the money? But before we get into it, guys, I've noticed that I'm getting a ton of backlash for the wing on my F80. You don't have to like it. The funniest thing about it is that I have other cars to drive, and not only is it my car to do what I want with, but also we all don't have to like the same things. If we did, the world would be boring, right? I will say that on camera, the wing is done no justice, so it looks huge on camera and it doesn't really translate to the way that it looks in real life. This is a very wide car, and the way that it runs with the rear diffuser, I think if I had some smaller, more track-focused BBSs or something, I feel like I'd get a lot less hate comments. But on top of that, guys, I have another trunk. Kind of feel like I'm being personally attacked just for the choice of something that I did to my own car, which is insane. I love the wing. If you want to have a conversation about why you don't like it, that's fine. To each his own. I like the wing. I don't have to run it. I don't want to spend this whole video talking about that. So in my last video, I talked about, is this the best car for the money? Is it still relevant now with the new chassis coming out? I think a lot of you guys that are, B58 guys, whether it be the M340i or the Supra, and even in the comments we had a few discussions, which is fine. I like that. We don't have to argue, but to me, they're still non-M cars. They're badass. Don't get me wrong. Like, you guys don't understand the type of garage I would have if I was wealthy. Like, I would have those kind of cars too. It's just for me and like how much I paid or wanted to pay, and this being my dream car, you gotta understand I'm a little bit biased, and I'm not afraid to admit that. This was my dream car, so I do love this car, and I wanted an M car. And I don't street race, I don't straight line race. I like to enjoy my car by myself on windy roads. That's why I like this car so much. It really depends on what you're doing. I think if I was going to build a car to put a fat tire on and take it out and race people, it would be a few things that would be factors to determine that, like how much does this car cost for one thing? How much does it cost to upgrade certain things? And also, people don't always build these cars for straight lines. It's kind of against what they were really made for, even though guys, this car is still good at doing that. Like, don't get me wrong, like if you put the money into this car, you're going to be able to run with anything. Like, come on, we all know that enough money can make anything fast. But if I was going to build a car for the street in 2024, I would probably get an M340i. For one thing, they are around the same price, so there's that. Better interior, updated technology. The B58 is more reliable. Now, I've done the crank hub in this car, so I haven't really had any issues out of this car. But the B58's a tank, right? I personally would get an M340 because I'm a big guy, and the Supra is a very small car. I do love the Supra. The MK5 is sick. I don't want you guys to think that I'm spilling hate at you guys. I'm just, out of the box, this is a better car. And it's a better car for what I like doing. And that's completely fine. But if you're driving that to work, and you can smoke people on the way there, have fun with it. Or if you want to build it and put a big tire on it, do that. The B58, especially the second gen that's in the M340s and the Supras, is basically what I'm talking about. It's super easy to build. The parts are everywhere. You have plenty of options as far as parts go, and you can really do a lot with a little bit of money. Downpipe and a tune, and you're running with these cars. And don't get me wrong, from a dig, especially with X-Drive, they get way better traction than these cars do. This car is basically useless off the line. But once again, guys, that's not what this car is for. So yes, we argued, like someone said, stock for stock, the M340i is faster than this car. From a dig, a lot of things are faster than cars they shouldn't be faster than. The M340, faster from a dig, fine. But from a roll, stock for stock, it's not faster than this. I don't know where we're getting the lies from. I guess TikTok. This car from a roll is going to smoke a stock M340. Now, if you start building them, of course you get interesting results. Those cars, I'm pretty sure that people are building the fastest BMWs in the world with those cars right now. And I know that this car is kind of being left behind right now, but it's an older car. I mean, we don't expect these things out of the E92 M3, but we still appreciate the fuck out of it, right? I mean, it's a very respectable car still to this day, even though it's not competing with a B58 or an S58. I'm not an M340i hater at all. I know that you might think I am, or maybe I've said some things that you didn't like. And I get it, because as the owners of our cars, we take things personal. Just like I take it personal whenever you're talking to me about my wing. I like my wing. I'm a little kid at heart. This is my toy and I like the wing. So I understand where you guys are coming from. I just think it's like an out of the box, and what this car means and what it does when people see it, like it just, you know, to me those are factors, and I know that they're not for some of you. Some of you are just comparing the performances of the cars, and that's fine. See, that's the thing, is that we all have different opinions, and they all come from like a different disposition of where our mind is at. So I do understand that we should respect what each other's builds do. We don't have to argue, and I think it's funny that BMW is so on top right now that we have to argue with each other. But like, seriously, I have nothing but respect for the M340, the Supra, even people, you know, doing the M240i. That is a badass car. Like what a few people have done with the single turbo, like there's not going to be anything touching those cars. So honestly, I'm coming from a place of, like I said, what this car represents, what it is capable of, the way that it comes from the dealership. I mean, of course, an M340i is very capable through turns and stuff, but it's not the same, I promise you. And stock for stock, those B58s do not have the top end that this S55 does. I've been in B58 cars, I've owned M-Light cars. I do know what they're about, and they're extremely fun and very comfortable at the same time. They do a good job at being more comfortable, more daily friendly, I guess you could say. I can't drive this car to work. So there are a lot of factors. Now, a lot of people like to say that the M340 and this cost the same money, even the Supra is right in there. The way that the cars are going to depreciate are way different. Like the way that this car is, and we know this with M cars, especially the M3, the M4, we know that this car is going to go down in price and go up in price and go down in price and go up in price as the lifespan of it gets older. Once it gets to a certain point and people are looking for them and they're very sought after, we're going to see them go a lot higher. So I can't really do like they cost the same amount and you can get a brand new car for the price of this car that's been out for 10 years now. I can't really do that because the way that they depreciate and hold value is extremely different. I almost got an M340i instead of this, and this was my dream car, but just the thought of having a brand new car with brand new tech, I get it. If you got an M340i, you have a badass car. I'm not trying to, you know, downplay anybody's car. Like, I mean, you could have got one of these. I just wanted to explain this to you. So, you know, I think a lot of M340i and B58 owners are subscribers to my YouTube, and I don't want you to think that I'm some snobby M owner. This car is just better for what I like to do. It's simple as that. Every opinion is biased, so I tried to, you know, talk to you guys about this a little bit more unbiased. It's very hard. Let's not argue, please. I don't want to argue with you guys. I want you to like the content that I make for you. I like making the content. We can comment and talk about things nicely. We don't have to argue. I don't know why there's so much animosity between the F8X, really S55 and B58 guys. I get that they're like very close competitors, but come on. Let's just be glad that BMW is really running shit, and enjoy the differences in our cars, and also enjoy the similarities, and be nice to each other. I know that that never happens in the car community, but we can start it on my page. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.